In today's video, I'm going to be painting up a couple books for a little bookshelf here. We got a little bookshelf, but we need some books in it. I need to make some more of these, but I just haven't had the time. So, but anyway, what I've done is I've taken these coffee stir sticks and I've just very crudely clipped them out with this, and I've just clipped out a couple book-shaped little pieces of wood here, and I'm just gonna paint them up. I started painting up a few. At first I started painting the edges with white to make the pages of the book on 3 sides, but I've decided to just go ahead and do the covers first, and I'll paint the edges last. So I'm just gonna do the front cover and the spine first and let that dry, and then I'll paint the back sides second, and third I'm gonna paint the pages. And then after I do that, I'm going to put a little bit of gold strips on the spines in kind of like random order to make them look like they're fancy books or whatever, because realistically the only side you're gonna see is just the spine. You're not probably gonna see a whole lot else except for the spine, but I want to make sure they look like books just in case. You can look around, and it's real easy and quick to do, so you may as well not do the whole thing. So I'm going to do one more. I've got green, blue, and white here. So, oh, my paint is a little too thin. My paint's a little too thin. Yeah, and when I put them down, I'm getting some of the paint off of the spines. I'll probably, when I do the back side, I'll do the spine again. These don't gotta be perfect because they're just little books. And then I've got this little Pterosaurus, Pterodon, or whatever they're called. And I need a vulture. I ain't got no vulture for the campaign, and he kind of flies over. So I just took this pterodon, and I'm not doing too much to him, but I'm going to color his head red. I've already done the white, and I'm just going to make him get a little red vulture head. And in the lore, this guy has the tips of his wings painted red, so I'll also give him some red tipped wings here. And this is just, this is just a game piece. I'm not trying to make it look like a miniature or anything. This is a marker for the game. And then we're going to give him some red tips. And I'm going to go across some of that white and black. And I'll probably do this guy, give this guy a second coat, because it's kind of a flat black base. And it's not doing what I want. And that looks almost exactly like the way I want it to look. He's got red tips, he's got a red head. I mean, I really want his beak to be yellow, but I don't want to bust out a yellow just for that little piece and then have to clean everything. So let's move on to our next color, which I want to do a couple blue books. Make sure to rinse out my brush. I want to water this paint down. I just dip my brush in the and I get 2 drops, and I let it bleed over. And then see on this side, I got watered down paint. On the other side, I still have like full on paint, just in case, because that's a little too watery. I'm gonna rub that off. And go towards the middle where it's a little thicker. And that feels a little better. This blue isn't given coverage the way the red is. Yeah, I may have to do these twice. But where I clipped it with the pair of pliers, it's real rough. It's a real jagged edge, but I mean that's gonna be in the bookcase, so I'm not super worried about it. Down. And then after I do this step, since I may not do it on camera, is I'm just gonna give these guys a wash. Oh, that one flipped over. I'm gonna go ahead and, since it flipped over on me, I may as well do the other side. May save myself a step here. After I get the gold on it, I'll dunk these in some stain or some type of brown wash, depending on what I got out at the time. Man, this paint is, just those 2 drops is all you need to really get it to thin out. And for miniatures that's okay, but this is a porous material, so it's just soaking it up. What I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do 5 greens because I think red and blue is going to look the best on the shelf, and then green just for a little color. I mean, I didn't want to get crazy with the amount of book because I'm going to scatter other stuff in the thing along with the books. So, because I don't want to make a ton of books. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm just gonna I'm probably gonna have to make several more if I make another bookshelf, because I kind of want 3 bookshelves, and that ought to be enough for any kind of dungeon you're gonna make, like even a wizard. Like, I'm looking around here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 5 bookshelves in my game room here, and maybe I think half a dozen, 6 bookshelves ought to be more than enough to populate any dungeon, because you're gonna have other stuff in there. Okay, now let's do some green ones. I would, if you want to get crazy, you can do like some purple books or some yellow books or brown or something. But it's like my dungeon's already populated with so much brown. It's like brown for days, so I'm not trying to make everything brown. I need to, this is just to add splash color in the dungeon. So, or the wizard tower or whatever it is. Come on. Now, see, these look, they don't look amazing right now, but when we get done with them, they'll do what I want them to do. And, like, even if you put these, like, put one on like a table, laid flat, or stack them, these will still look pretty good. They're not going to look terrible once they're done. It's pretty thick. It's the pretty thick paint there. But this, I mean, I'm doing this in real time. This doesn't take a whole lot of effort to do this kind of stuff. And it doesn't even really take all that much skill either. It's just, and you're just slapping some paint on a popsicle stick. And that's it. And these are coffee stirrers, but you know what I mean. That's pretty much it for right now. That's step one, and then I have to wait for them to dry. And move on from there. And that's it. I'll talk to y'all guys next time.